There we go. There we go. Okay. You may have noticed I've added a friend, kind of an old friend, because my backdrop was being really boring. So, the jhana meditations, of course, are very internal. So, since we know that's kind of where we're headed, um, we'll um, start big, start external, and then gradually move the attention more into internal. So if you want to do this on your own, you can just sort of follow that basic guideline, and any big motor movement that you feel like doing will do it. Will be fine. And then breathing earth qigong has a lot of segue and reducing the movements to touch into the still point. So that's where we're going with this. Okay, let's drop into our standing meditation posture. And you'll recall that at the beginning of our practice, we're focusing on the out breath and intentionally dropping our attention down through the body. So we're naturally elongating the out breath. And you can use your eyes if you want to. So in breath, eyes sort of go up, out breath, they go down. I'm looking inside the body. And if you want to, then you can feel down into the roots as if you were a tree and you had roots. Not just imagining that, but um, feeling what it would feel like to have roots in the ground. So this becomes not just an image, it's actually a feeling, a sensation. Okay, very good. Let's go ahead and bow to the seven directions. So first facing the east, okay, and then sink the weight and turning to the south. Out breath, we go down. To the west. Out breath, we fold in. And to the north. And then back toward the screen. So above, eyes follow the hands. Extend the feeling up. Imagine touching way up into the stars, extending how that would feel. Okay, and then all around, extending out, touching the air in all directions, and the air touches everything. And then bending the waist, bending the knees, touching the earth. Coming back up. And then one hand in front of the heart, one in front of the abdomen. And then if you like, you can move these hands, exaggerating the breath a little bit. So when the body fills up, the hands drift away a little bit. And when the body relaxes, empties out, the hands move a little bit toward the body. And that's the name of that is whole body breathing. Okay, and then back to standing. And let's just briefly just check in with sort of the roots, the feet, the heaviness, the form. And then you can move your eyes if it helps. And checking in with the body, up the middle of the body, out the top of the head, and up into the universe. And then just arranging the body vertically on that axis. Okay, great. Okay, let's go ahead, break the stance. And then just loosen up the neck and shoulders. Yeah, you can circle the shoulders together if you like, or alternately, whatever feels better. And then gradually increase the circles. Okay. Now we're going to be, with the sitting, we're going to be focusing on the heart. So so pointing the fingers toward the heart, sinking down, and the knees sitting down, and then open. Breath. Breath. And just a reminder that this brings up opening the seven gates. And so if this practice is familiar to you, so you can open all seven gates by opening the fourth, which is this one. Or just this pair of words that was taught to me by one of my teachers, that wake up is open, in breath, and go to sleep. We fold in, out breath. And this can be big. You can sort of arch the back, look up. fold way in, sink down. You can make this a big movement. For our purposes today, that would be good. So move with your own breath. A movement with the in-breath, a movement with the out-breath, or a movement with a pair of breaths. It's a good one to practice smiling as you open up and look up. A little smile, that's good. Really open. You can throw the head back, push the belly out, and then fold, completely fold in. Now, in Taoism, this is yin and yang. In Buddhism, it's one way to see this is coming and going. So arriving and then vanishing. So being and non-being. Form and emptiness. Okay, I'll just do a couple more. Okay, and back to standing. Okay, and then bringing the hands, sort of playing the piano. Okay, and then let's rock the pelvis, loosen up the hip joints, and then circling the hips. Okay. And coming into stillness again, bringing to mind that vertical axis in the body, feeling the feet with the weight evenly distributed. And now let's bend the knee a little, shift the weight to one side, get all the weight on that foot, lift the other heel. You can lift the foot, leg if you want to, and then shifting to the other side, sink the knee. So we're going to be standing on one foot, one leg. And then you can move the hands and arms if you want to. Okay, very good. Okay, let's move into cloud hands. And starting with one palm up, one down, one at the heart level, one at the belly, leaving the hands there. And then let's turn in the direction of the upper hand. Switch the hands. Turn the other way. Switch the hands. Widen your stance if you want. Hands stay in the same place relative to the center of the body. This is called balancing heaven and earth. And you can dance with this if you're comfortable. So let this be a song. Move with the breath. Very nice. Okay, and then when you're ready, go ahead and switch the hands and move with the palms facing each other. Same movement. Palms are facing. We'll wave hands through clouds. And let's let this move grow. Let it get big. Let the hands be free. And we're describing a space around the body as far as we can reach. So indicating that there is a kind of a personal space all around the body that we're moving in. Okay. Good. Let's reduce the movements now a little. Okay, very good. Okay, keep reducing. Get very subtle. And then they'll just end up resting in this position. Okay, very good. And let's go into backwash and tree and spring. Bringing the attention to the crown of the head and letting the head be heavy. Cave in the chest and let the weight of the head just slowly opening the spine. And then when you're ready, coming back up, bringing the attention up the spine as the vertebrae close. Just as the head begins to come up, we go into tree and spring, pointing to the center line of the body. Eyes follow the hands. One, point to the earth, point to the body. In breath. Out breath. Two. One more time. Pointing to the inside of the spine. pointing out the top of the head into the night sky. Extend, and 3. Stand for a moment, and backwash. So the attention goes down the spine, starting at the top of the neck. Spine is open. All the way down to tailbone. And then wrist. Make sure the weight is even on the feet, not tip forward. Okay, and then let's come back up. The attention goes up the spine. Reaches the top of the spine just as the head begins to rise. Hands start to move. 3 in spring. 1. In breath. Tension goes up the body. Out. Extends way up. Extends out in all directions, front and back. 2. In breath. Okay, very good. And one more time, backwash. Folding in. And then coming back up. Continuing with tree and spring. 1. 2. 3. Back to standing position. And see if you need to loosen up a little. Moving the body can make it tense. Okay, very good. Now let's go into touching heaven, touching earth. So we're beginning at the middle dantian, the 4th gate, the heart, the lungs. Just let your hands sense each other. Okay, we'll begin with one hand going straight up the center line, the other hand going down. One's pointing straight down, the other straight up. Palms are facing each other. This is the posture, and now we'll add the intention. So we're extending the intention down into the earth, feeling into the earth, and we're extending the intention through the body and up, way, way, way up. infinitely up, feeling out into the universe. Okay, so one hand is sort of lost in the stars, the other hand is buried deep in the earth. And now we're going to bring them back to the heart. And now side to side. And back to the heart. And repeat, switching hands. Now the hand that was way up is down. Hand that was down is up. Stretch a little, both directions. Extend. And now bring hands back. And then we're putting our arms out to the side, but we're also expressing in all directions, front, back, up, down, side to side. And return. Sense the palms of the hands, the fingers. And then repeat. Touching heaven, touching earth. Extend. Stretch a little. And now we're bringing the earth to heaven, the heaven to earth. In the body, balancing yin and yang. And then expressing left and right, but it's also front and back, it's all around. Out, embracing all that is. Repeat. With the breath. And notice as you extend if you have a tendency to favor either up or down. Just notice. And then whichever one you'd favor, if any, then balance it by going the other way too, intentionally. Okay, let's do one more each way. So our consciousness is extending way, way up, way, way down, and it's also in the middle the whole way. The whole vertical axis is conscious. No distinction. Okay, and then expressing out. And then extend front, back, particularly back, sides, up, down, in all directions. We're touching all that is. And then we're bringing that all back into the body. And then let's put one hand in front of the belly, one in front of the heart. And just notice sensations. Notice the quality of the mind. And then return to standing. Okay, very good. Let's go ahead now and bring up our stool, our cushion or chair, whatever you're using. And again, we're focusing on the out breath here. And so enlivening these different areas, the joy being up in the forehead, happiness in the heart, contentment in the belly, and equanimity is the whole body. Let's just begin this practice, if you don't mind. Let's begin with happiness, with the heart. So just feeling the chest expand and contract with the breath. And now adding our consciousness and intention. It's as if the torso is a balloon, and with the in-breath, the whole torso fills up. And with the out-breath, it relaxes. And so with our intention, with our imagination and our feeling, we can expand the torso beyond the limits of the physical body. And the out-breath, so the in-breath, it fills. With the out-breath, it expands in all directions. We're sort of creating a field around the body, feeling what it would be like if the body expanded, became more diffuse and bigger, if it expanded in all directions. And the center of the expansion is in the middle of the chest. And with each breath, the space in the middle of the chest gets bigger. If it's useful to imagine light, then you're breathing in light through the pores of the skin, lighting up the torso, and breathing the light back out in all directions, sort of expanding the field, the sensory field of the body, expanding it beyond the limits of the physical body. And so let's let the space in the heart get big. So it's big, as big as the body or bigger. It's the same as the space in the mind. Okay, and now let's bring to mind a memory or an image or something we imagine, something that evokes in us a feeling of happiness. Some event, some time, some place, an animal, a person, whatever it is. Just let that memory, maybe you were a child, let that memory come into the space in the heart. And smile a little and feel the happiness that is evoked by the memory or the image. Could be a little excitement in there. Just feel the happiness of that, how you felt then. And now, with the in-breath, the image gets clear. With the out-breath, we're going to suffuse every cell in the body with that feeling of happiness. Out-breath, happiness suffuses through the whole body. Back, front, left, right, up, down. And there's no choice but to smile. These feelings are in the body already. The whole body, every cell in the body is smiling. Every cell is happy. Happy to be a cell. It's happy to be part of this body. It's just happy. And suffusing the whole body and beyond the body. With the out breath, we're going to, every cell is activated, we're going to radiate. Just like a light, we're going to radiate this feeling of happiness into the space around us. Breathe in, it intensifies. Breathe out, it disperses. And now we're going to let go of the image or the memory and just feel this happiness in and around the body in this very moment. Doing this practice here and now. This is happiness. Happiness to be breathing. And then radiating it out with the out breath. Feeling it go out in all directions. Intensify with the in breath. This moment, this practice, this autumn day, this evening, this body, happiness, right now. Feeling it, breathing it, in this very moment. Okay, let's take a couple more breaths. Okay, and just let it calm down. Now we're going to drop our attention down into the belly area, the abdomen area, so that this is the center of the breath. And make that space increase with the breath. The center is now lower and beyond the body. And now we're going to suffuse the body with a sense of contentment. So we begin just by bringing a memory or image or imagining just the feeling of this is enough, nothing more is needed. Full belly. This moment is enough, this body is enough. Just a sense of contentment. This is a slower energy than happiness. That in just this moment, everything is okay. Contentment lasts. And now with the out breath, we're going to suffuse every cell in the body with this sense of contentment. It's not excited. It's happy, but it's longer lasting. And suffusing beyond the body, radiating contentment. The body is breathing, the organs are functioning, the mind is alert. It's enough. And now letting go of whatever image there was. Just feeling this sense of contentment, radiating it in this moment. Content in this moment with this practice, sitting right here today. Contentment is here. It's not, I am content. It's just contentment is here. This moment is enough. Now, how does this feel in the body? And if you want to up the energy level and go back to happiness, you can do that. So you move the attention up to the chest, experience that, or stay in the belly. The intention evokes the feeling, and then the body senses it and feeds it back to the consciousness, which amplifies, and there's this loop. Okay, very good. Let's take a few more breaths. And then as we're ready to sort of come back and move the fingers and toes a little bit, move the body a little. Okay. Okay, very good. Let's go ahead and do our closing together. So we'll get ready. We're going to clap one time, rub the hands, make heat. And we're going to place the heels of the hands on the eye sockets. We're not touching the eyeballs. We're just massaging the sockets around the eyes, making little circles. And then putting the fingernails on the hairline, combing back the hair. And tugging on the ears. I'm massaging the temples, upper jaw. Okay. Washing down the body a little bit. And then making loose fists, tapping the kidneys. And then using the backs of the hands, massage the kidneys. Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for your presence, for your practice. And if you would like to slip away, please do so. And if you would like to stay for a few minutes of conversation, then let's do that.